I have been in Gulf countries for 20 years. My experience taught me that Indian Muslims are living here better than other countries.
Actually, we cannot open the newspaper in the morning because the media favor fascism.
What can we Muslims do in every places they are being attacked?
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Social Scan. Today, we would like to discuss about the matter which have been subjected to scholarly debate among historians and educational intelligentsia, that is Indian Muslims. With more details, joins with us special correspondent Bujair Mustafa.
India is a religion of multi-religious, multilingual and multi-ethnic people. The Muslim population of the country, over 120 million, constitute about 12% of the total population. Muslim rules in India was initiated by the conquest of Sindh in 713 by Muhammad ibn al-Qasim al-Thaqafi and entered in 1858 when the last Mughal emperor was disbanded by the British colonial power. And communal disturbance is a phenomenon which came to be known in the subcontinents only during the British rule, began in 1757. And the privileges earlier enjoyed by the Muslims were withdrawn, and the divide and rule policy demand a separate states for Muslims, the discriminatory policy of the government. The Constitution of India, drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, guarantees the fundamental rights to all communities of India. And Article 15 says that the state shall not discriminate any on grounds of religion, caste, sex, race, or any of them. And it is unbelievable that just after becoming the first president of independent India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad had removed from the Rashtrapati Bhavan all the Muslims who were working there. And it is the government itself, by covertly becoming a party to the demolition of Babri masjids. The representation of Muslims in various ministries and learned order missionaries, whether it is state, police and central military, is approaching to zero. Moreover, the number of states with zero representation of Muslims is increased from 10 to 14. The minority educational institutions and schools are facing a lot of impediments. Not only that, but also the educational institutions are being systematically Hinduist. Awqaf, the endowment properties worth millions of dollars, dedicated by Muslim philanthropists for some purposes and objectives. And now these are given to Waqf boards. The threats are not lasting here, but recently befallen murders of Muhammad Akhlaq and Hafiz Junaid related with co-slaughter, and the brutal killings of the eminent persons like Gauri Lankesh, Narendra Dabhalkar, Govind Pensare and Kalburgi, who raised their sounds for those Muslims and other minorities, and the distorting habits of media like Times Now in disseminating news on Muslims. Girvapasi, love jihad and Islamophobia can be taken as an epitome for the threats that is faced by the Indian Muslims and other minority. Despite the circumstances and conditions are lying like these, there are innumerable hopes and opportunities for Muslims. Now, we can drive our eyes to those opportunities and hopes unification of mankind. By retrieving the unification that lost during divide and rule policy, by making people aware of humanity irrespective of class, caste, sex and religion, and any of them. Vikram Raj and Anand Sinha suggest when the Islamic Bank is implemented in India, the Muslim will urge to deposit their prosperity, educational empowerment of Muslims through uplifting their educational faculties both in material and religious gleanings. The communal conflicts, chaos and riots can be averted as it is in Kerala. The stance of judiciary. Unlike the other countries, the Indian judiciary has special power upon central government. Therefore, by making use of it, the minorities like Muslims will taste their and do not obey the insistence of government as it was occurred in Hadia case. Indian constitution provides Muslims with the right to propagate their religion, forming a Muslim political party with a secular mind. By bringing this idea, the Muslims can raise their sound and can raise their voice in parliamentary and demand their allowance they were denied. The government grants given to Islamic educational institutions and Madrasa Muallim can be considered as a hope for Muslims. Reservation and special consideration like OBC, backward and minority commissions. Now I am dreaming a shiny future for Muslims through making use of these opportunities and hopes. Even though the conditions are laying like this, we should introduce ourselves into the mainstream of the society rather than conducting of maladministration and the government. And we have to express our personality before the society without changing our dress, without changing our opinion, and without changing any kinds of our own perspective. We should stand with our own stances. Now join with us the famous historian Dr. Hussain Ambatani sir. Sir, as a part of this interview, especially the Indian minorities, especially the Muslims, are living in a very pathetic condition. Unlike the Kerala, these vulnerable vulgarities are mainly occurring in North Indian states. And now we want to know from you that what is the historical reason behind these two? I mean the Kerala and North India.
So actually Kerala lies on the coast, on the coast. So the coastal people from early time onwards, they are traders mainly. And you see in Indian Ocean region, the coastal towns, Muslims mainly, they indulged in trade. And a part of, most of the Muslims, however, in Malabar belong to peasant class, cultivators. And they ultimately converted to Islam. Even then what happened in Kerala was, after 1967, it was in 19th century, Swami Vivekananda visited Malabar. At that time his observation was Kerala is a madhouse because of the rigid caste system. So you see, it was in 1950s when the land reform movement came in Kerala, that the land was distributed among the poor masses. So the Muslims were also lucky, like other people, because there was no more caste system and also there was no more labor class without land. So everyone got land. So these were the main reasons why the Muslims of Kerala and also the Keralites, they became more developed when compared with the states or the North Indian states.
Thank you, Bujair Mustafa, for providing valuable gleanings Indian Muslims' hopes and threats. Thanks for your watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
oh